Hey, what's up, you guys? I just got to John's place and right away, John had some ideas on how to keep the shower inside of the van. Right away, I kind of was like, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But
that's my 170 wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter that I'm turning into my new home. It's tall, it's big, and I'm gonna add as many luxuries as I can squeeze into this thing. Today, we are adding a skylight right above the bed, so when I'm in bed at night, I can see the stars.
He's been keeping up with my videos, and in one of my videos, I said, maybe we'll drop it down 2 inches or 4 inches. He said, if I only need the 2 inches, he could easily notch out the aluminum bed platform and make room for the shower. Right here, he said, all he would have to do is to notch this out and then reframe the back part of it, making room for the shower to go there. But I don't think that 2 inches is going to be enough for Cruz's stairs. Now, if I did my original dining table back there, that was my original thought, where I had 2 benches back there, Cruz could have a pull-out drawer here, jump up on the bench, go across and go up. That would have worked. So we are gonna scratch the shower idea full on. And if you look at the practicality of having multiple showers in one small van space, seems a little bit overkill to me. I liked the idea at the initial beginning when my initial plan when I purchased it was to put the shower here, but with design changes and ideas, it removed this. So we're gonna scrap the indoor shower because technically we'll already have a shower in the van running on hot water. Back here, there will be a little faucet thing. You turn the water on, bada boom, grab the hose, and I'll have a shower right here. I'll just magnet a shower curtain around the back, boom, shower. Plus, if I do end up dragging the Julka hot tap around with me, we could shower anywhere like we always did in my last van. And I have a chain gym membership, which is all the way across the country, both Canada and the USA. So there's no shortage of showers. So Cruzy, if dad smells, kind of your fault, okay? Kind of your fault. Dropping it down 4 inches will probably bring the mattress platform to about there. We still haven't ironed out the interior design yet. Once we get to Overland Interiors, that's where that part will fully unfold. All this stuff around here could fully change. Like we could possibly do a bench there with pull-out drawers. Cruz goes up across the bench and maybe we have another pull-out drawer here for him. It's like, it's possible. I don't know if a bench and a desk and a bench all really makes sense. I'm not too worried about that part. Andy out there is super, super creative and will probably come up with something really funky for us. 4 inches. That brings the mattress down to about there. Oh yeah, that's way better. Because you got to remember, that's the bottom of the platform. We still have to add an 8-inch mattress up there. So that would be Cruz's first step. It would be 8 inches down to the first step. I don't see that stair system being smooth anyway. We're gonna make the best out of what we can with such a small space. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. What I want today is a new skylight. Right on the wire. There we go, things we do for the dog. He's making the bed a little smaller just for you. Yeah, he's making it smaller just for you. But that's a huge deal when it comes to a step. You know, the Cruz's steps will go like here, here, and then end here, which is perfect. Wow, it's better than having a mountain to climb up, isn't it, buddy?
You know, I honestly thought building a home in a bigger van would be easier because you got more space, more things you can do. But believe it or not, it's actually a lot harder because these ones are way more high tech. There's more things you can do in a larger van like this, making these decisions a lot harder. So right now we're just dropping the bed platform down, mainly for my dog.
All right, I just noticed a benefit of doing the bed exactly where it's at. So my mattress is 5 inches tall. So right there, 5 inches would bring my mattress to just right around there, leaving the 3-inch topper, which is on top of the mattress, as the extension. So it'll be perfect. So it'll be the high density foam on the bottom for 5 inches, then a 3-inch topper on the top. Just happened to be by fluke that's perfect. So when we do the mattress there, I'll go talk to the mattress guy. He's cutting it in-house out here close to my shop, so it's not like it's getting custom done outside of his, it's getting done at his place. So it'll be 5 inches, one size mattress for here, and then just the topper with the cutout. So next up is cutting a giant hole in the roof for the Pneumatic Arc 500 by 700 Skylight. That is going to be a giant hole in the ceiling, but it's got a smoke dome on the top, so I'll be able to see the stars from the bed. And that is a ton of light because we know how much light the roof vent gives out. It'll light up the whole bed area, and it's awesome because it's got a bug screen on one side, so you can open it up for tons of ventilation, keep the bugs out, or a blackout. More half and half. Yeah, John, I'm excited for this. This is probably the most exciting part for me.
Okay. Which way is the front? Which way is the back?
That's a good question. And there's some super glue here for whatever reason.
This isn't thick enough.
So that's the little trim kit that we got from a company in the States. One is for the outside, and then there was a bunch of little parts in there that John never installed. I'm online trying to find some good instructions for it, but really couldn't find a video on YouTube about how to install this thing right. So we only used the outside trim and left the inside trim aside. And then when I got back to my shop, me and Daryl figured out how to do the inside trim. But that's for another video.
Not the first hole, won't be the last.
What I'm thinking right now is like, do they open your skylight to the front of the van, or do we open the skylight to the back of the van? Like, what's normal? You know, like it's the same when it's shut, but if we do it this way, I could have roof access from the bed possibly. I don't know if I'd ever use it or if it'd be usable or useful or useless. But it's kind of a cool idea to be able to climb up to the rooftop.
Yeah, I don't see, like, looking at the flange, I don't think it matters. Other than if you're driving down the highway and the wind is coming under here.
Because I think opening it to the front would be
More useful.
more useful. If I were to need it to get up there for some reason, straight from the bed up. By accident, what if? That's the plus side about doing it in reverse, is if you ever accidentally do it, you're not going to rip the top off. I think I'd hear it real quick, wind coming through.
That's hard to say.
Because it does have an option on here to leave it partway open too.
Yeah.
So we'll do this one so the switch is towards the front. So yeah, for mounting this would be right above my head. I'll be able to turn on all that light in the bedroom area. That's a huge amount of light. Sweet.
And are you a dealer for those things?
Yep. We have these on our USA store right now. Our Canadian shipment's coming up with their next battery order.
The window is easy, and then that track is easy for shipping.
This is the reason why we ordered that template, because when you're trying to put something that's supposed to be flat mounted on these little huge mountains right here, you got to fill in all the valleys in there, because once you cut it, that gap all has to be filled in. So we're buying the template that's already pre-made specifically for this exact spot, and they were really, really expensive.
the trim piece for back here and the trim piece for around the air conditioning unit. Those two together were $700 USD, plus all the shipping and the currency conversion and getting it all here. Those two simple plastic brackets were about $1,000. Come on, Cruzy, it's too noisy for you. Let's go, come on. Down the big yellow stairs. Okay, the yellow brick road. There we go, buddy. One big hole. That's a huge hole.
After you cut your first hole in your first van, cutting holes in any van after that is a lot easier. I thought for sure this is the most expensive home I've ever had. I thought for sure that feeling was going to be worse, but Oh, that's pretty cool how that works. All right, we're gonna prime up all these edges. That way they don't rust or anything like that. You should see how much light that hole in the ceiling is making. That, my friends, makes me super happy. I don't have to live in a dungeon anymore. All this natural light coming in. Oh, it's gonna feel so nice. Look at the square. The dome is slightly tinted, so it'll take away from some of the oomph of the sunshine. That is gonna be awesome. And then just slide that thing over, blackout. And if we found in the wintertime that we are losing a substantial amount of heat, we can just get a insulation piece to be put through here. Then what we could probably do is just stuff the insulation pad in there, shut it, and forget it. That's if I find we're losing heat. We'll have quite the heat source inside of that Mercedes, so Skylight for the win, I think.
Not too bad, but I've got some cleanup to do.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. And it looks like this is the one that goes around the inside on the little grooves on the top of the frame.
Because we've added this thickness on the other side. So these screws, and there's no longer screws, are not long enough to go into any of that shit. So like the screw is nowhere near long enough. Unless it goes on after the fact. So we may have to put a little something on.
So I was wondering if maybe it screwed into that.
I don't think so. I mean, it's a good solid mounting.
Huh? I know, I'm impatient. That's how I roll. Unwrap the present first. Eat dessert first.
Near fucking
And it's got to go that way.
look at the.
There's nowhere near deep enough.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Oh, you already crimped those?
All right, on the skylight trim here piece, this piece needs to be longer in order to fill that gap between there because of how thick the ceiling is here and the amount of insulation and stuff that's tucked up there. That is gonna stop just shy of it. So we're gonna need to do an extension piece somewhere in there. So we're gonna look around and see if there's a company that actually makes a nice extension for here. So that slides in there and covers all of it. But for now, we're just gonna secure it into there and then we'll, I'll do some research and see if we can find an extension. If not, maybe Andy will build some cool little bamboo thing or something around there to fill in that gap. You guys will see what I mean here when it goes up.
Very good.
See, there's that
I'm
gap
gonna
between
get in
there.
with you too, John.
If that sleeve was a little longer, it would slide up in there and you wouldn't see the gap. But... So yeah, once we get out to Overland Interiors, we'll figure out how we're gonna do all of this ceiling stuff all the way throughout it. And then we'll figure out how we're gonna trim around the inside. Gives me a good month and some to see if we can find some trim for there and figure out how to do the finished work. All I cared about is I got a hole cut in my roof, the skylight is installed, and that is all that matters. I got some screws. Anybody want a screw? Just mental note to me, do not leave that open and drive down the road. That's it. Pull that baby down. Latch that in there. Done deal. Well, that's pretty cool. This locks right in. You can either lock it so it's open just a little bit to let some air in, or you lock it at the bottom. Clicks in there. When you want to unlock it, you push that button. That's it. Super easy. When you're in here at night, that'll black it out. There's your bug screens. Or you separate them. It's hard to do lying down. Boom. Well, another thing, you guys, I seen a bunch of people in the comments were like, Chrome, your floor squeaks.
Oh, there was a shit ton of that.
Was there? I don't read my comments, so I don't. It's very rare. Chrome, your floor squeaks. Not anymore. Well, it's easy for you because you're not the one that they're talking shit about.
Wow.
Wicked. I'm happy I got a hole in my ceiling.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Bummed about the trim being shy.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. Yeah, nothing much we can do about it. We'll figure that out when we do all the fine finishings. All right, John, send me the bill.
Sure.
Todd, thank you for the work. And we got one more thing. Okay, one more thing to show you guys. Look it. Look! Look! All the camera was a fuse. That was it. So something must have happened upon the install and it triggered the fuse and the fuse blew through another 5 amp fuse in there. Bada boom! Everything is all good to go. But that's it. We're done completely with John's place. Everything moving forward from here is all Overland Interiors and Vancity conversions. From a distance, this thing is starting to look like a camper van. Now that it's got the pop-outs, the skylight, the roof vent, pretty soon there'll be an air conditioning unit right there. That thing's pretty cool, right? I can't believe that's my home. I just made a pit stop at the grocery store to grab some water and stuff. And a lady came out and she's like, Chrome, it's so good to see you finally in that big, beautiful blue home. And then I looked over in the parking lot and there's that thing sitting there, looking all camperized now, instead of just being a blank van. Starting to finally look like somebody is about to make that place home, and that person is gonna be me.